Hello there folks, it's Lewis from the Musical Lewis, a channel dedicated to all good music based on my good music tastes. And today I'm going to be doing, up until 2025 I knew nothing about Suede. Um, Up until this album here, Antidepressants, which I'm going to show you here. This is the vinyl of their 2025 album Antidepressants. This is the white vinyl edition. I do have the CD of the album as well, which was what I picked up first, and the white vinyl, it's in a sleeve because the vinyl is in this, but the jacket opens out into a massive poster, which I'm not going to show you on camera. But this is the I actually I treated myself to this for my birthday this year, but I got the CD around Christmas time. So um, I'm going to talk a bit about how I got into Suede before I actually going to talk about the albums. So I've got all the other Suede CDs up here, which I have brought over the course of the last few months. Uh, um, this one actually started it off along with the Beautiful Ones album, which came out in 2020. These two were in the HMV, oh sorry, these two were in the HMV free two for £16 CD offer. Along and also some of the other albums I just bought what I could get off Vinted and stuff. I've got the Autofiction Deluxe box set. I got Blood Sports, the CD. This is the standard CD. The Blue Hour. We've got Coming Up, which is the single disc version, and I'll come to that in a second. We got Dogman Star, of course, which is also an original CD version. And then we got Head Music and The New Morning in the 2011 remaster triple disc box sets with the 2 CDs and DVD. Then we got Night Thoughts, Sci-Fi Lullabies, a collection of their B-sides between the first 3 albums, and also their debut album from 1993. So basically, and I've also got some of their albums on vinyl, including this one, Coming Up, which is also on vinyl, which is in my cupboard under the stairs. And I'm just going to put the record down here a second. We have Autofiction, the grey vinyl edition. I've also got Dogman Star, which you've seen me put into my vinyl collection updates. I have A New Morning, which is very hard to come by now. And I've also got their debut as well. As you can see, I put the Demon Records editions on the back of these. There's some of them that I have, but I don't have them all on vinyl at this point. The Blood Sports one is also on vinyl as well, and also I have seen that Head Music's on vinyl as well, but I've got to get it from a local record store rather than just HMV. So, but anyway, let's get back to Antidepressants. As you can see, I'm going to show you the record here. As you can see, you can't really see it, but you got the track listing on the front of the album. I think I'm going to show you the CD actually to make that a bit better. Yeah, pause the video if you want to. And obviously, if you've not heard of Suede, obviously, I mean, obviously, I went down this route of buying their newest release along with their recent best of albums. So I basically got these two together just to hear what their history was about, as well as listening to this. Um, at this point, I've not heard of all of the Suede albums at this point, but I will probably listen to them all at some point, and then probably do a ranking video of all the Suede albums, which I'm what I'm planning to do. But at this point, I have listened to a lot of them. I still haven't listened to Blood Sports all the way through, and I haven't even listened to Head Music all the way through. So it's just these two to sit through. The many of the others I have listened through. So, but anyway, back to this. This album has 11 tracks and clocks in around 40 minutes, which a lot of these Suede albums kind of clock around the 40 to 45 minute mark. There's a few of them that do clock in around 50 and up to an hour with the Head Music one, but the thing is, the triple disc versions of the Suede albums are usually a lot more than this, but I'm not going to talk about them. Let's talk about this. And so far, out of all of the Suede albums I've listened to, this is probably my favourite of the bunch. I love more or less all the songs of this album, including one of my favourite songs, which appears around the middle of the album. I've listened to this album about 3 or 4 times since I got it. The first time I've listened to it was because in early 2026, it was early 2026 when I listened to this album properly. And I've also got the Apple Music version on my iPad as well, so I got the album on my Apple Music as well. And I love the vinyl as well, even though I'm not keen on the packaging. But anyway, let's talk about some of the tracks. We have songs on this album like Disintegrate, which is a very standard Suede song. Dancing with the Europeans is actually one of my favourites on this album as well. Antidepressants, the title track, is obviously quite a standard Suede song. Sweet Kid is one of my favourites as well. We'll talk about The Sand and the Summer in a second, but other songs like Somewhere Between an Atom and the Star is one of the Suede's ballads. Broken Music for the Broken People is obviously one of the main tracks for the album, and if I just get the CD out a second, the title for this song actually appears on the CD, look. See that there? And apparently, the album was originally going to be titled Broken Music for Broken People at the time, but because they changed it to Antidepressants, they still decided to print the Broken Music for Broken People title onto the CD, and I think it's the same on the vinyl as well. I think. Yeah, right at the back of the vinyl as well, look. And as you can see, with it being white vinyl, like that, you see. I also think, and also what's also good, which holds the album together, is you got a little cardboard bit of card in the middle there. So basically, and then we going back to the tracks, we have also got Criminal Ways and Trans State, which obviously Trans State is one of the most popular songs on the album as well. June Rain is quite a bash for antidepressants and stuff. And Life is Endless, Life is a Moment is definitely one of the biggest closing tracks on Suede. I mean, there's other albums that do better closing tracks, but Life is Endless, Life is a Moment is definitely one of the closing tracks on the album. And continuing with Automation, which I do have here. I mean, Autofiction. Sorry, why did I say Automation for? Autofiction. This is like the companion to this because because in recent years, Suede have decided to release their albums in like trilogies. So, they did the same because these are the only two that's in that trilogy at this point. But I'm going to show you Blood Sports, Night Thoughts, and The Blue Hour. They were also part of a trilogy, and Autofiction and Antidepressants are kind of the same as well. We still haven't got the third part as of yet, but I'm hoping it'll probably be next year or the year after. But basically, there's about 3 years between Autofiction and Antidepressants, so and I'm going to talk about The Sound in the Summer now because I haven't exactly talked about it yet. The Sound in the Summer is my favourite song on this whole entire album. Absolutely my top favourite song of this entire album. It's still a fantastic song. I'm not going to explain too much about the lyrics, but the song is actually related to me as well. But I'm not going to talk about too much of the details about those songs because you need to listen to it. Lyrically, the song is about a car crash or a car chase, depending how you look at it. And for me personally, this is one of the best songs on the entire album because I love Brett Anderson's voice on this. And Brett Anderson is the lead vocalist of Suede, by the way. And also, I love Neil Codling and Richard Oakes' guitars on this track. The dark, haunting power chords at the beginning and throughout the chorus lines. And I'm not going to play the song itself. You need to listen to it, but it's still one of my favourite songs off the entire record. And of course, I also find the song, despite different lyrics about a car chase and stuff, I actually prefer I actually listen to the song and take it as like an act of resilience, an act of, you know, act of my own personal life, my own personal power. People telling me that I can't do this, can't do that, and I use that Sound in the Summer, the lyrics, to try and use that as an act of resilience rather than actually use it as what's the word for it? Like an act of, you know, not revenge, but like an act of repent. You know what I mean? But as I said, Antidepressants is a brilliant album, absolutely fantastic. This is probably one of Suede's best albums. It's probably my favourite so far. I think I have listened to some of the older albums, and Coming Up is my favourite of the classic period, and the same with Dogman Star, and also I love A New Morning as well, even though it's quite underrated. There's some other albums in this collection that I'm not a huge fan of, like The Blue Hour, for example. Not a terrible album, but it's not one of my personal favourites. And Night Thoughts had some good moments, and the debut is also really good as well. I don't enjoy it as much as Dog and Star or Coming Up, but it's still really good. But I do recommend picking this album up. But also, if you want to listen to Suede properly, I do recommend picking this up as well because it is in the same offer at HMV still, the 2 for 16 quid CD offer. So pick this up and also pick this up because this will help you get into Suede properly. And obviously, as I said, I picked up the CD around Christmas time, and then I got the vinyl for my birthday. Just after my birthday, actually. I treated myself to this, and I've also got Coming Up in the same offer as well, because this was in the 3 for 66 quid offer. Some of the other Suede vinyl I've just showed you as well, the Autofiction, Dogman Star, and the debut is also in the 3 for 66 offer at HMV as well. There's a video about the 3 for 66 quid offer coming up as well that I'm planning. So please do click subscribe and like this video. I'm very happy to talk about Suede on this channel because I've been wanting to do a Suede video for some time. Um, Obviously, I'm going to talk about all the other albums, and when I listen through all of them, I'm going to do a bit of a ranking video of all of them. And I know I haven't done a Bon Jovi video for so long after the two albums I've just reviewed, so I'm going to try and carry on with them at some point. But anyway, I'll see you soon for another video. I know it's been a while, busy with work, and obviously apologies for the Iron Maiden shirt because obviously, well, it's been football shirt at work today. Wearing a Maiden shirt, but I'm not talking about Iron Maiden. But there will be a video of Iron Maiden coming up as well. So, I want to do some more album reviews and also some more album based, not just discussing about albums, but also to discuss other things with regards to music as well. But as I say, I do recommend Antidepressants by Suede, whether you get the vinyl or you get the CD, or if you want, or for modern audiences, use it for streaming services. So if you're interested, do listen to this album. And also, you might like this album. I love it. So anyway, I'll see you again next time for another review. Goodbye for now.